you mind if I stand?
No, you can do
I'm
whatever
short,
you
so
want.
if I sit down,
You can push the table out of the way.
Yeah.
You brought it down in case you wanted to, but you don't need to.
Thanks, guys. When I spoke to Ruth Ann and she asked me to do this, I was humbled, excited, nervous, scared, all at the same time. But this is something that I feel that you guys could hear my story. Maybe you guys could learn something from it. Maybe you could take something from it, take from some of the experiences that I've been through. But also, I feel like it's something that I need to do. I need to tell the story, to release it, get it all off my back, man. Let those wounds heal. So, yeah, when she asked me if I was interested in doing this, I immediately said yes. But then I went home and I started thinking about it. I was like, oh crap, what did I get myself into? Because I've never been a speaker in front of a group like this, But thankfully, I invited some of my family here to support me, which is great. Yeah. Some of them came from over an hour away, which just shows you that that your loved ones, the bridges that have maybe been collapsed can be rebuilt, and you can have that trust again. And that's what I'm doing today, and that's what I'm working up to. So. Yes, I just say thank you to my family for sure, and thank you to all my friends that came and supported me too as well. My recovery family, some of those guys know some of my stories that not even my own mother knows, and that's the reason why I invited my mother, because I feel like she needs to hear this from her son's perspective, and some of the things that he went through. So maybe to help, I guess, seal that bond, seal that bridge that was broken at one time, but now it's rebuilt. So yeah, first and foremost, SMART, we really don't. How should I say this? We really don't look for a higher power in SMART recovery, but we do welcome it. We do welcome it. So let me just first say that I'm here by the grace of my higher power, the grace of God, and I hope that you guys, whatever your higher power is, seek it, ask it for wisdom, for advice, or not. Either way, I always say recovery is like math, right? 5 + 5 = 10, but so does 8 + 2, so does 7 + 3. So there's different routes, and there's only one right answer, which is to stay in recovery, to stay sober, to stay in treatment. So so I want to talk a little bit about my experience as a drug user. I want to talk about my 3 felonies. I wanted to explain a little bit about each one and how they pertain to my addiction. And then I want to talk about recovery, being sober, being clean. I got out of prison in December 2016, and I've stayed sober since then, and then some more, because obviously I stay sober in prison, but don't get it wrong, you can get high in prison, especially in the Michigan prisons. So I count that clean time as well, because I've earned it. So I want to talk a little bit about that. Hopefully I don't bore you guys. I'm not trying to idolize the drug at all. I just, some of these stories we need to hear in order to get the full message. So let's begin. Okay, my name is Santos Miguel Castro. That's my full name. I was born in '84, April 25th, in South Haven, Michigan. I don't know if some of you guys know where that's at. So that's where I'm from. And let me just fast forward. I came from a good family. I was brought up really, really strong, and I really loved. My parents divorced, they were separated, but we still were raised in both homes equally loved. And then I actually lived with my dad, and then graduated from Hartford High School. And I want to talk about Hartford just for a minute. So I'm kind of going to go in conjunction with the timeline. So Hartford, I was active in sports. I was a good student. It's kind of a small town, so everybody knew you. Everybody said hi to everybody. So I got some of my friends from Hartford here actually, and so I'd say the point that took a turn for the worse in my life was in Hartford. This is the key moment, the turning point that turned me to my addiction lifestyle. It was when it was the summer of my junior and senior year. I was at a gas station. The Quick and Easy, as we used to call it in Hartford. Now it's something else, like a marathon. So I was at the Quick and Easy, and I seen my friends there, and I was smoking marijuana a lot. I was drinking a lot during my high school years. I used to go to football practice high sometimes, because we used to hit pads and stuff like that. And that way I could kind of how should I say it, medicate myself to hit harder. I don't know. It didn't work. Let's just say that. So, yeah. So the summer of my junior and senior year, school's out. I had a bag of marijuana on me, and then I seen some of my friends at the Quick and Easy, and they wanted to smoke too. So I actually offered some. I pulled some out of my bag and gave it to them. Well, little did I know, there was actually some undercover cops sitting at the corner, and they were trying to investigate this underage selling thing. Like maybe the store was selling to minors, selling cigarettes, selling alcohol, whatever. They were investigating that. But they just so happened to see me pulling out this marijuana out of this bag, and I give it to my friends, and right away I get surrounded by people in plain clothes, and I'm just, talking all this crap, like, hey, what are you, who are you, this and that, and then they show me the badge. So I'm like, oh crap, this is a big deal. So I got a trafficking when I was 16 years old, trafficking, and couldn't talk my way out of it. Ended up going on probation, and then Hartford being the small town that it is, the athletic director, my teachers, everybody in school found out, and they took away my senior year for basketball and football, and that hurt really bad because they knew how much sports meant to me, and I think that was a turning point to where I'm gonna start living this criminal life. So at that moment, that's when I got into the system. I got into the system, to the law system, the police system, everything. I'm on their radar. I'm on probation. I got to take drug tests, stuff like that. So I lived that life, and let me just say this: my mom and my dad were still good parents, but I was just such a stubborn little brat that I did whatever I wanted anyway. I think my grandma even knew. And my grandma, God bless her heart, I think she prayed for me. Actually, I know she did, because her prayers are working now. I'm here now. And but I think she knew the kind of crowd I was hanging out with, the kind of drugs I was doing. But all she could do was just pray for me. So let me just say that power of prayer, man. Don't underestimate it. So yeah, so that's what happened. And fast forward a little more. I ended up having my first child, I think, a couple years after. Oh, let me just, before I get into that, let me just say this, because this hurts my heart really bad. When you live the lifestyle of an addict, all right, we're liars, manipulators, we're creative at hiding. We can hide stuff so well. So I hid all this stuff from my mom and my family, my brother. Then my own older brother goes to my graduation to find out I'm not there. He goes up to see me walking to get my cap and gown, and I'm not there. I had drug issues, When I heard that, it really, really hurt me. But you know what? That's the bed that I made, so I laid, and that's the type of lifestyle that I chose. So. You make your bed, you lay in it. So, yeah, so that's what happened. It's not fun, dude. Not fun, So yeah, so I had my first daughter when I think she was born in 2003. So my senior year, graduation year was 2002. So a year after I got out of graduation, I had my first daughter, and she came unexpected, and we didn't plan her. Because I was living my drug lifestyle, using women, sleeping with women, ended up having a kid out of it, having a baby, getting a girl pregnant. So I was like, what am I gonna do? Small town of Hartford, and I'm not gonna be a father. So I moved up to Grand Rapids because I hear there's work up here, and then my brothers were up here, my mom was up here. I moved up to Grand Rapids to seek work to care for my child that I just had. 20 years old, I'm not even old enough to drink yet, and I had a kid. So, but I knew I had to take care of her. So I moved up to Grand Rapids, and I was still smoking weed and drinking at the time, I was still, partying, experimenting with almost every drug. So when I moved up here, I found work, and I got, started getting some money in, because of course child support doesn't go away. I wish it would, but they got rid of driver responsibility fee. Maybe somebody can write them and tell them about child support, but I don't think it's gonna work. So yeah, so I came up here, found a job, and then I started experimenting with pills, with opioids, and I started liking the way they made me feel. And then I just little did I know, I didn't read the warning label that says, you know, caution, this can be dependent. You can be dependent on this stuff. Caution, this could ruin your life. Caution, this can take away everything. Caution, this can turn you into a totally different person that nobody will ever recognize. So I started experimenting with opioids, all types of opioids, Vicodins, Oxycontins, Dilaudids, fentanyl, whatever. You know, if it was an opioid, if it was a narcotic, I was doing it. So I started doing that, and then my habit started becoming the lifestyle, started becoming the dependent, the daily need for these opioids just to feel okay. It controlled my mind, man. It just had a grip of me. It had its claws in me. So I'm looking for pills, searching for pills. If you didn't have a pill, I wasn't hanging out with you. If you did have pills, and we're best friends, you just don't know it yet. So I started living this lifestyle, trying to feed my habit, and then I just started not going to work. Started not caring about my hygiene, not caring about my daughter or child support or anything like that. You know, all the responsibilities that I have as a man. So I took this addiction to like the next level, man. Started lying, stealing, manipulating people, using people, just to get that high to feel okay. So that eventually brought me to, you know, and my family, God bless their heart, man. They just want what's best for you, you know? Yeah, you can tell them all the lies that you want, and yeah, they'll believe it to your face. But deep in their heart, they know something's off. They know something's wrong. You know what I mean? So my family's just, you know, trying to be the best encouragement as they can. Because they went from, Mom, I need $10 for gas. I need $10 for, I don't have any food. That shit wasn't going to food. It wasn't going to gas. You know? It was going to my dependence, my habit, my need to feel okay, my need for this drug. So I just, you know, I only can lie and manipulate my family for so long, okay? All these bridges I'm burning, just crushing them. I need this one, gone. I need this one, gone. You know what I mean? I'm gonna apply for a job, you know, next week. But you gotta pass a drug test, you know? And if anybody knows opioids, they're in your system for, what, 30 days at least? So yeah, I'm lying and manipulating my whole way. And then I'm gonna bring you guys up to my first felony. Like I said, I'm gonna talk about all 3 felonies because I just want you guys to see the type of lifestyle that I lived and to see if you guys can, you know, get something from it. You know, if I can reach just one person in here, you know, I've done my job. So my first felony, my brother Roland, he's my younger brother. He had a best friend that managed Jet's Pizza, the franchise, Jet's Pizza. Everybody knows that, the 8-corner pizza or whatever. So yeah, he needed some painting done for his store that he's managing. My brother's like, okay, you know, my younger brother's like, okay, my older brother, he's just got a run of bad luck. You know, I'm gonna try to hook him up. I know he used to paint a little bit, so I'm gonna hook him up with a job. So my brother shoots that my way, and I'm like, yeah, I'll paint it for him, man. Tell him, you know, the opioid mind in myself. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to, you know, hit a lick, you know, whatever. So I'm just like, yeah, tell him $500, I'll do it, you know, whatever. So, you know, just yell any number out there because you know that will, how should I say it, buy your next fixes for the next, you know, month or so, and then you're just back to square one. So I just yell out any number, and I go and paint, and I'm painting in his office, his business office, the office that he does interviews in. And let's say he's in his office, and he's got this desk right here, and I'm painting, and I look, and I see underneath his desk, just a stack of blank checks. A stack of them, of the payroll checks, the ones that they pay their employees with. So what do I do? Huh? Opioid dependency, addiction. What do? Well, I'm just gonna take one, which is quote unquote 3. Okay? So I take one. I know that my brother's friend, he's the manager. I know his full name. So let me just do this. And I thought I was so smart. I'm gonna write it out for $371.47. Make it look like a payroll as much as I can. You know? I'm just so smart, you know, I'm so creative. So I do that, I go and cash these checks, and you know, and that's it. And that only bought me a week of dependency. That's it, dude. Your felony is gonna stay with you your whole life. for a week of fun. You know, this stuff don't last, man. So I did that for a couple times. I ended up taking like, man, 9, 10, 12 checks or something like that. I know it came about to like a couple $1,000s. You know, I'm forging this shit, you know, excuse my language, guys, but sometimes we need to get really blunt in here. So I hope, you know, we don't have any kids present. So yeah, I'm forging this stuff, and I just like keep cashing them, and then a year goes by, and I get a call. Hi, this is Detective so-and-so from the Wyoming Police Department. We need to have a talk with you about this and that and that. I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah. Do you know, Jets Pizza LLC Incorporated in so-and-so Granville, you know? I'm just like, yeah, I used to work there. You know, smart, you know? Yeah, that was my checks. Yeah, I used to work there. So they give me a call. I come in. I'm on recognizance. You know, I talk to them. Just boom. Short, you know, long story short, get a forging charge. I think the official name was uttering and publishing. So here's my first felony. So first felony ever. I'm a felon now. I think this was like back in 2012. So me, I'm still living my addict life. That shit don't even matter to me. Having a felony, oh, I gotta go to court? Okay. But I need to go over here and see my guy that's got these pills out. You know what I mean? That's still the importance. I just got my first felony, but that's still the importance. So yeah, ended up going on felony probation, and when you're on probation, you have to pass a drug test. I couldn't do that. To stay out of trouble, I couldn't do that. I had to keep feeding my addiction, feeding my habit, and ended up eventually landed in jail. Did 3 months, and then I think I did like another 3 months because what do they call that? Something against probation. I broke a rule. I don't know the official term for it.
Violation.
Violation. There we go. We got a crowd that's familiar with it. So
Right.
yeah, I violated probation. Well, you know what? It just came to me, epiphany. I'm glad that I don't remember these terms.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, I violate probation and go back to jail another 3 months. So yeah, I'm just living this lifestyle. Keep searching for these pills. Next thing I know, the Michigan Department of Health or whatever, they changed these Oxycontins into a pill that you can't snort and break up no more. They changed them into OPs. It's got some sort of chemical in it to where if it gets wet, it'll just ruin, it won't work, okay? So I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, what am I gonna do next? And then, of course, the addiction lifestyle.
Excuse me. Thank
Hey,
you.
hey,
Sorry.
hey. No, you're fine. So the addiction lifestyle, you have addiction friends. So addiction friend told me about heroin. And I remember when I first started taking pills, I used to be like, oh man, at least it ain't heroin. As an addict, you always got that justified mentality, that justifiable attitude. Like, well, at least it's not this. Well, at least I'm not killing somebody. That don't matter, dude. What about you? What about your morals? You know what I'm saying? Who cares if at least it's not this? Who cares if at least you didn't kill anybody? You're killing yourself. So yeah, I started doing heroin. I started snorting it first, and of course, my addiction friends, good guys, man. They taught me how to shoot up. So I started taking the needles and shooting up. I'm like, whoa, this is much better. Yeah. So I was on heroin, and I was still up in Grand Rapids, and I definitely wasn't getting a job. My life just went downhill. There's a model called the addiction model, and it's in a spiral. It's like you go up, down, but you're still headed down further. You're up 2 steps, down 10, up 3 steps, down 11. And mine was just a straight shot. I was down, dude. I just went down. So I started shooting heroin, and all this time I'm hiding it from my family. And then I'm playing, I have so many attitudes, right? I had the justifiable attitude, then I had the victim attitude. So I'm speaking to my family like, yeah, mom, I can't get a job, man. Can I borrow 20 more bucks, just to get another fix, another dose of heroin, So I'm sitting there, thinking I'm like getting one over on my family, and when they know the whole time something's up, but they don't want to believe it because they love me. And I don't want to believe it, because and then I'll start telling them. So I'm believing my lies. I'm believing my own lies. That's how bad my addiction got. I lied so much that I just started believing them. So yeah, nope, welcome man. So yeah, I'm shooting heroin, you know, lying and cheating to everybody, being creative in lying and cheating. You know what I mean? Like, oh mom, I did get this job, but I need some steel-toe boots. You know, people that are active in addiction are the best manipulators. They're the best liars. They have that skill set on 10, man. You know, and I'm sitting here like, yeah, mom, I need these steel-toe boots, or I need the $10 for this bus pass so I can get to work at least, and then after I'm at work for a week, I can find somebody to give me a ride home. You know what I mean? Just lie after lie after lie, and then I'm believing it too. That's what's even worse, is that I'm believing it. But it's like it's all a lie. It's all a lie to begin with.
Sorry.
So yeah, So I'm shooting heroin, man, and stuff got so bad that I started hanging out with these addiction friends. No girlfriend or anything, nobody else. I just had these addiction buddies, and they were into home renovation. And one of the buddies was working on a home, but it was abandoned. No, you know, electric, no gas, no water, nothing like that. And I'm sleeping in the upstairs. Abandoned room in an abandoned house with no power, no lights, no anything, in a sleeping bag. But I'm thinking, but I had heroin at the time, so I'm okay. What type of person believes that? You know what I mean? That's how much the drug will control your mind and trick your mind into believing you're okay as long as you got me, pal. So I'm sleeping in an abandoned home, and I know I can wake up and shoot another dose of heroin, so I'm believing I'm okay. Right? And the whole time my family's worried about me. You know, that's the killer part. So yeah, that happened for a little while until I ripped off all the drug dealers, ripped off all my friends, lied to all my family to the point where all my cards are played out up here in Grand Rapids. All of them. I use them all up. Nobody believes me no more. I'm just a straight liar. A straight junkie. So I called my dad, and after a night of staying the night in an abandoned house, I call my dad. I do my last dose of heroin. I'm like, Dad, come pick me up. I can't find work up here in Grand Rapids. You know, more BS lies. I can't find no work here in Grand Rapids. I need to come down there with you. So I call my daddy right away. My dad loves me. He comes and gets me. He comes and gets me, and I go down to South Haven, thinking, you know, maybe if I change environment, stuff will change. But it's not true. What's got to change is up here. Is your attitude, the way you view things, the way you think about things. So I go down to South Haven. So I'm already thinking in my mind, okay, the old drug dealers, they're nowhere around. All my addiction friends, they're nowhere around. So I'm gonna beat this thing. I'm gonna beat this thing. And my dad, I mean, God bless his heart. I got a great family. He lets me live with him, doesn't charge me no rent, you know, and I'm living at his house, and I think this is 2014, and I'm trying to kick the habit, and I almost did, but I wasn't done with it yet. I wasn't ready to break up with heroin. And let me just say this, man. Anybody who's experienced heroin or opioids, I had to ask heroin's permission to eat, sleep, when to talk to family, when to go for jobs. I had to ask his permission to do all that, just to sleep, just to eat. Because if I didn't converse with heroin first, I wasn't doing none of that. None of it. None of it was gonna happen. I had to first, you know, get in touch with heroin first. That was the only way I could do all these things. So yeah, so I'm with my dad. I'm living at his house. And I'm thinking I finally, you know, got away from the heroin area, but I found it down there too. I had some friends in South Haven's close to Benton Harbor. Found some old, you know, how should I say it, criminal buddies that were in Benton Harbor that could get a hold of it. So I started doing it over there too at my dad's. So I moved cities to get away from it, which in fact, I just found maybe even a closer relationship with it. Because now I got these friends that I knew back in the day when I used to go to Hartford that lived around the Benton Harbor area that could get me to connect with it. So now I'm not just getting it from a drug dealer dude, you know, here in Grand Rapids. I'm getting it from a friends, liaison criminal friends, you know, in Benton Harbor. So really, I got closer to it. And I'm doing this drug, man. And I ended up getting so bad at it, dude. So bad. And this, I mean, I might tear up talking about this, but my dad, being the man that he is, he gets me a job at his company. He's a supervisor of East Jordan Plastics in South Haven. And he ends up getting me a job there, which is a good paying job, man. It's a really good paying job. It's hard manual labor, but it's a good paying job. But I'm still in my relationship with heroin. And even with the good paying job, I'm getting $700 checks a week. I still didn't have enough money to help please my habit. I still don't have enough money. And I tell everybody this, dude. I don't care if you're Bill Gates. I don't care if you're Bill Belichick. Whoever has got money. If you're on heroin, you will never have enough money to satisfy yourself. You just keep asking for more and more and more. You will run out of money within a couple months. So yeah, I'm working for my dad, and I ended up doing the dumbest thing. I found out about scrapping, right? Scrapping old metal, turning it in for dollars. I ran out of money. I wasted my whole check. And I still needed to get through the rest of the week. I still had to get through Thursday and Friday. I get paid on Monday. My check's gone by Wednesday. I did all my drugs, got all my connects by Wednesday. So what am I going to do for Thursday and Friday? Call in? I can't, because my dad got me this job. I got to kind of make him look good. You know what I'm saying? So I found out about scrapping. So I go and we go and pick up metal, whatever. This is me and my addiction buddy, my criminal buddies. We're going and scrapping and getting metal, and we're turning it in for dollars. And I do something really fucking stupid, man. I'm sorry, I can't use any other word for it. All right, I do something really fucking stupid. I steal a mold, a copper mold, a plastic injection mold. I don't know if some of you guys are in the manufacturing business. A copper injection mold to go turn it in for scrap dollars, dude. This mold is a $10,000 mold that the company bought because that's what makes the money. And I'm over here taking it in my hands to the scrapyard. Hey, give me $100 for this. So stupid. But I thought I was so smart. I thought I was so smart. I'm like, yeah, this is pure copper. Holy crap, man. I can have enough to last me at least a couple months. But nobody's stupid. They're looking for their mold. They're not going to just invest $10,000 or something and just forget about it. So they call the scrap companies. Hey, we're missing a mold. If anybody comes up to you and wants to scrap something that's solid copper, stop him. Let us know. That's a criminal. He stole from us. So I'm over here with this, heavy, like 50-pound, copper mold. I'm handing it to the scrap guys in South Haven, Michigan, and they're like, no, we can't take that. Actually, that's stolen property. They're looking for you. That's exactly what they told me. So I'm like, oh, shit. And keep in mind, my dad got me this job. So I take the mold, and I'm just like, man, maybe if I scrap it somewhere farther, they won't know about it. That's my dumbass thinking, okay? My dad, this company tells him, like, hey, scrapyard just called us. Your son tried to turn in one of our molds. We're going to end up charging him. We're going to press charges. That's a $10,000 mold. We just can't, take that lightly. Dude, you know how embarrassed my dad was? Can you imagine some of you fathers in here? If your son you got him a job and he did that to you, how embarrassed you would be? That had to have been very, very embarrassing for my father. And I still think about that day. You know what I mean? Because he stuck his neck out for me. He stuck his neck out for me to get this job, to make something of myself. And I just, blew it. All because of my addictive thinking. All because of my relationship with heroin. So so that happened. My dad's not too happy with me. And I stick around South Haven for a little bit longer. And it's like, you know what? I burned all my bridges down here. Back to Grand Rapids. Back to Grand Rapids. So I come back to Grand Rapids, and I'm still using. I'm struggling, you know, because I burnt all my bridges up here. But I find some new deal. There's always going to be someone new that wants to sell you some drugs. So I found these new guys, and I'm, you know, buying from them. And then I just, you know, I'm using my creative mind. I'm using my creative thinking to try to think of new ways to scam people, new ways to steal from people, new lies to tell people. So I'm thinking about this stuff, and I'm like, okay, let me just steal something that not a lot of people are looking at in bulk, so where they can use, so where they can see that, you know, it's not a stolen item, whatever. So I end up stealing car batteries. And I'm stealing car batteries, turning them, and these car batteries are worth over $100, dude. Anybody bought a new battery for the car lately? I know I did, like a couple months ago, and the thing was like $120. So I'm turning them, these brand new batteries, boat batteries, car batteries, all these batteries, for 20 bucks. I'm turning it in for 20 bucks, thinking I'm winning, you know? And I can only steal so many, dude, before Meyer starts to notice that, hey, our battery supply has gotten really short. You know? So I'm doing all this, and then I got out of there just in time, you know, before Myers called me, because what I did was I used to just put them underneath my cart and push some batteries right out the damn store, like they were mine, like I bought them, right? And I remember one time I was pushing them right out to Myers, and I get stopped. Hey, Q, come here, come back here. And it's Meyer security, Meyer, you know, the secret shoppers, all that. And I just run. I just take off running. You know, I leave the batteries there. I'm like, nope, I'm not going back to jail. So so yeah. Oh, by the way, that copper mold with my dad, that was my second felony. Excuse me, I forgot to mention that. But you guys probably figured that out. So I pushed some batteries out, and you know, I'm like, okay, Myers is after me. That one's done. Time to think of a new scheme, a new plan, a new lie, a new way to cheat, so I can feed my habit, so I can keep on seeing heroin. Because man, I miss her. You know, that's what your mind tells you. You're gonna miss me. You know, you're gonna need me. So I came up with an ingenious plan, which I thought was so ingenious. I thought this was the best plan ever. And this is my last and final felony. I steal college textbooks and turn them in for a profit. Some of you guys heard this story, but I just want to get into detail with it. Because books, nobody would think that they're worth that type of money, you know? Besides the professors and the college students that actually need them. Anybody been to college, what is it, like 800s on books alone they went to a class, you know? So I'm stealing these college textbooks, you know, shoving them down my shirt, you know, going and stealing them from other students when they leave their bags down, and taking them to another college, to the little brick store, and I'm like, hey, I'm done taking this class. Can you give me some money for this? And it was so easy. They're like, oh yeah, sure, yep. I didn't even have to show an ID. So I'm like, what? I just got 60 bucks for one book. Yes, I'm good for tonight at least. So I did that, dude. I did that for a little while. I did that for probably about 2 weeks. And then that was my third and final felony. And that brings me to the last day I used. I thought I was so smart because I went to Brian's Books downtown. I went down to their storage area. I took a book, still had like the lamination on it, you know what I'm saying? It still had the package and stuff. I'm like, man, that was like a good book. I bet that's worth a lot of money. So what do? I take it, right? And then I'm at Grand Valley State, and just picture this, guys. I'm just gonna paint a picture for you. I'm at Grand Valley State, I'm turning in this book. This brand new book's got a lamination on it, you know what I mean? There's tape on it. And I'm like, hey, yeah, I decided I didn't want to take this class no more. Here you go. The lady says, okay. Takes it back. He comes back. She's like, we're just having a little trouble finding the book. Just hang on for 1 second. Little did I know, just calling the Grand Rapids GRPD. So she's telling me to hang on for a second. I'm just sitting there like, hey, what's going on? Wait for my money. You know, I'm a college student. I'm a paying student. I want my money back for this book. You know, telling them some BS lie. You know what I mean? Next thing I know, Grand Valley security comes up beside me, and they're like, "Hey, come here. What's your name? Excuse me, sir. Where'd you get this book from?" And I'm just like, "What do you mean? I just bought it like a week ago, and this and that." And he's like, "Oh, that's funny." He's like, "Cause that book hasn't even been issued yet. That volume hasn't even been released yet. That class hasn't even been scheduled yet." I'm turning in a book for a class that's not even existent yet. The course isn't even available for you to take. That's where I messed up at. That was my ingenious plan. That was my ingenious addiction, mentality. It's like, yeah, I got a badass book with brand new packaging, nice big letters, no scratches on it, and I think I'm gonna make some big ass money. I took a book that they haven't even released the class yet. So I'm caught. So security's like, so I'm just like, oh yeah. So as soon as he tells me that, I'm like, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. Oh, no, hold on, we can wait on that. I'm just like, no, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick, and I just keep backing up, right? And I'm jumped out, man. My hair's not did, my teeth aren't brushed, my shoes are, unlaced, you know what I'm saying? You guys, when you're in that relationship with heroin, man, everything goes out the window. All your morals, your hygiene, your kindness, all that. It's just all lies, and how can I get my fix? So I'm backing up, then I see a GRPD policeman start walking towards me. So remember, I was in sports. So I juke him. I literally did this move,
Yeah,
that
he
Barry
did.
Sanders move, right?
Yes, he did.
Ran past that cop. And this is in the Grand Valley common area. You know what I mean? There's a Starbucks in there. There's a couple other like little NIF stores and stuff like that. So this is in that common area. And I juke him. I juke the cop, and I run past, and one of the staff from Grand Valley State sees me juking a cop, sees the cop running after me. So he decides that he wants to be, a citizen, put me under citizen arrest. So he reaches after me, and I'm outside through the doors already. He reaches after me and grabs a shoe off my foot and ends up cracking his head on the pavement. He got a concussion. He was bleeding all over the place. And he had to have been in his lower 50s, high 40s. So yeah, he got hurt. So they ended up catching me out in the parking lot. And the cop, I already juked him, right? Now I'm ready to give up. Now I'm ready to play the victim card. Oh, I'm addicted, man. I'm dependent on these drugs, He don't give a shit. He slams me to the ground. Slams me to the ground. He's like, you just tried running from an officer. You just made matters worse for yourself. So he slams me to the ground, puts the handcuffs on me, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I've been doing this for too long. It's hard work to be an addict. It's hard work to maintain that lifestyle. It is. All the lies, all the different people that you ripped off. You're trying to think of who you didn't rip off so you can go back to them. You're trying to think of which family member did I not lie to so I can go back to them and beg them for money. All these different people, they got ripped off. So yeah, so I ended up going to jail. There's an extra seat over here, but. So I end up going to jail, man. And it's just a horrible story after that. Yeah, so it's just downhill from that, man.
Come around, there are two over here.
I surrender.
Need a bigger room next time.
So I surrendered. I'm done. I've had it. I'm in the Kent County.